Hello everyone, my name is Precious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with Precious. So today I'm going to be talking to you all about the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef. So hopefully yesterday afternoon we all saw the last spectacle of the whole Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef. To those of you who know about the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, they've been secretly beefing with each other for a really long time. It really didn't come to a head up until early, well, not even early this year. I want to say in the summertime around this year when some of their singles were coming out because we heard the whole debacle about how Nicki Minaj had to change her verse on Motorsport because she was supposedly dissing Cardi B on Motorsport. And, there was just a lot of background stuff going on between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. So, to sum it all up about how I feel about the whole debacle between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, I'm Team Cardi B 100%. The reason why I say that is because Cardi B has not done, from what I know and from what I've seen, Cardi B has not done anything to Nicki Minaj publicly because I'm not in the hip hop industry. I'm not in the entertainment industry, so I don't see everything that goes on behind closed doors. I don't see what happens in front of those doors. Based off of what I've seen from Cardi B has not done anything publicly to Nicki Minaj for Nicki Minaj to feel this type of way about her. Ever since Cardi B has came out on her music walk and on her music come up, she's been strictly, I'm about my music. I'm not about letting anybody stop my bag. I'm not about letting other people stop my success nor hindering my success of what I'm trying to do. I'm about what I need to do for me. We saw it with her on Instagram when she was a stripper that would tell the funny stories about men and sex in the strip club world. Then she ended up on Love and Hip Hop New York. She stayed on there for a minute, then got off, and now she's a household name. Now, my take on Nicki Minaj being so jealous and so hateful and so vengeful towards Nicki Minaj is really because she's jealous. We all know that Nicki Minaj has been the queen of hip hop for the past 10 years, because if you go back even before Pink Friday, she had at least two successful mixtapes. One was Beam Me Up Scotty, where one of the songs on there called I Get Crazy ended up on the radio. And I remember it was the year 2009 featuring Lil Wayne. And the reason why I know this because I used to be a barb. And she had that mixtape. And then the mixtape before, I think, was Playtime Is Over. If it wasn't Playtime is over, it was Sucker Free. No, it was Sucker Free because that was the one she did with Lil Wayne. So when the Sucker Free mixtape came out and then the Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape came out, that's when Nicki Minaj started to garner a lot of this fame that she has now. And we saw her come up with Pink Friday, then Pink Friday Roma Reloaded, then the Pink Print, and then this new album she had that came out earlier this year called Queen. She's pretty much made her empire of the Barbie image. But we all know Nicki Minaj has been very catty and mean and vengeful and just a horrible person, to a lot of people in the industry. And she's also been mean and rude and disrespectful to a lot of her fans and to just strangers on the internet for simply having different opinions than her, different tastes than her, or just a different outlook or view on life than her. And to my understanding, Nicki Minaj is very bothered by Cardi B's success. The only reason why I could say she's really bothered by Cardi B's success is because Nicki Minaj had to gimmick her way to the top. She came up with the different personalities, with the different costumes. Need I remind you, was a knockoff of what Little Kim had already did in the 90s. So she came up off of the different personas. Then, that look started to get old. She started to get tired of it. Then she went to the Malibu Barbie blonde stage. She kept that for about 2 or 3 years. Then she decided to go natural, started wearing her real hair out. And now she's trying to get back on this super mega barb with the oversized boobs and the oversized butt and the hair. And I'm like, Nikki, you look ridiculous. I mean, she does. This is a woman that went from being in her early 20s, ironically, where Cardi B is now. In her early 20s, being the Harajuku Barbie, Nicki the Ninja, Nicki Lewinsky, and having all these different voices and all these different fan bases and traveling the world, selling out shows, selling out arenas, to now being the big Barbie Grinch of hip hop. I mean, every time you hear Cardi B's name being brought up or her music being played, you always got something negative to say about her buying her fame, not writing her rhymes, and just not doing a whole lot. When Nicki Minaj, you yourself, you can't talk about anybody having to cheat their way through the industry in order to make a come up, because you weren't even yourself when you came out. I mean, you mimicked yourself after Little Kim and the Mattel Barbie. That's not original. That's something that you got from a manufacturing company and another rapper. And then after you got tired of the Barbie look, then you did the Malibu Barbie look, which is what we've already seen in the original Mattel Barbie. And then you decided to be natural, and you still weren't all that natural, because you still had the fake hair every now and then, still had the little voices every now and then, and the fake attitude, the fake persona. And then even now in the pink print, post pink print, and the post Queen era, you still look confused and you're still not being yourself. How are you going to say you're trying to be an advocate for women? You're trying to stand tall for women. You're trying to be an empire for women to mimic, and you're trying to be a good example. And Nikki, you don't even know who you are, and you haven't even shown us the real you. Every time you're doing interviews, you're lying. Every time you're doing interviews, you're crying. And every time you're doing interviews, you're coming off as a hater. Now, a lot of people have bashed Cardi B for defending herself, and a lot of people have bashed Cardi B for always talking about the things that, people say about her, the things that people do to her. But you have to put yourself in Cardi B's shoes. How would y'all feel if people constantly was putting out videos, was constantly making stuff up about y'all, and constantly just making it seem like you paid your way to where you're at? Unfortunately, we live in a world where a lot of people do pay for the fame that they have. They sleep their way to the top. They thieve their way to the top. They murder their way to the top. I mean, people do all types of evil things in order to be successful. But, like I said, I don't know Cardi B personally, and I don't know what goes on from her closed doors. But based off of her social media following and her gathering and her earnings along the way, it seems like she's worked really hard for where she's at. And Nicki Minaj really could not say she's not a real rapper because she didn't write her lyrics. If you look at the booklets of Nicki Minaj's albums and stuff like that, when it comes to the composers, Nicki Minaj's name is not the only name that's in that liner note. It's not. I mean, let's just be real. A lot of these rappers nowadays, even if they did come out 10, 15 years ago to say they're real rappers, they got people who a lot of times will go under pseudo names, or they'll go under made up names, or they'll just choose to not even be listed in the line of book because for whatever reason they don't want royalties for the work that they did for somebody else. They be sitting in the studio tapping and beating on the table and on the beatbox, or the beat table, or whatever they use in the studio, ad-libbing, adding in words, and even writing full verses for some of these people. So Nicki can't really call Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj can't really call Cardi B out for not writing her own music and making her way to fame. With Nicki, you did the same thing. And I also feel like Nicki Minaj is really bothered with Cardi B coming up so fast, and Cardi B becoming the new person to look at in hip hop, is because Nicki is finally seeing that this era of hip hop for her is coming to an end. Common sense tells a person, and any business minded person or any sane person knows this, that when you've been doing something for so long, it either gets old and you get tired of it, or people get sick and tired of seeing you do it all the time. After year after year after year after year. And that's obviously what's happened to Nicki. Cardi B even said it yesterday on her IG that the reason why a lot of her singles from the previous year didn't even get videos because they didn't chart that well. That song she did with 21 Savage and Offset, that she said that Offset told Nicki, the reason why they couldn't do a video because Nicki Minaj was talking about Cardi B, which she was. Because what other person could Nicki be talking about when Nicki's first line in the verse was like, I heard these labels are trying to make another me. Everything you getting is because of me. Who else could she be talking about other than Cardi B? Because ain't no other popping female rapper out as big as Cardi B but Cardi B. So, Nicki, you sound like really delusional on your radio station, and you're really a losing entity in this whole debacle between you and Cardi B because Nicki, you just need to face facts that your time in hip hop is over, that you need to stop trying to do these tours because as you can see, she did try to do a tour with Future and it got canceled due to lack of ticket sales. So I'm like, Nicki, if you see that your time in hip hop is winding down, instead of you doing this Wendy Williams Queen radio show that you're trying to do, you need to be putting out some music in hip hop that's maybe getting a couple of million views a day, couple of million streams, so you can make you a little bit of money from that. Do dance hall and or do international music. And that's what I'm not understanding about Nicki Minaj. Like, Nicki, you keep thinking that you're such a loser and you're such on the downside when Cardi B is just now making it in what? Two genres. She's making it in the hip hop genre, she's making it in the Latin genre, and she's even making it in the pop genre. So excuse me, not just two genres, but she's making it in hip hop, Latin, and pop. And Nicki, she's made it in what? The international scene because she did a single with a K-pop group. She did a single with Little Mix. She did a single with hip hop, people in hip hop. She's done singles with people from the Caribbean. I mean, she's done singles with Latin artists. I'm like, Nicki, you've done more genres than Cardi B has even touched or probably has maybe even been offered. So it's like, Nicki, you have more than this girl does, and you could have even more if you would just take your mouth off of her and take your focus off of her. And Cardi B even told her that. She said, you're ruining your own legacy by coming off as a hater. You're so busy focusing on me and what I'm doing and trying to figure out why I'm so successful and why people like me so much. And you could be focusing on yourself, and she's right. Now, Cardi B, she has a lot going for her. And a lot of people said that due to her fighting at Fashion Week that time when the shoe was thrown and she got that big knot on her head, that it was going to damage her. It's not. Cardi B just did a magazine cover for people in Espanol. And then she got the new single out called Money. And then she still got a clothing line coming out with Fashion Nova. And she even had a lipstick that came out named Cardi that was named after her. And I'm not sure if she was the one that endorsed it or not. And it ended up selling out within one day. So it's like, a lot of people that are just so pro Nicki or just so pro anti this whole thing, Cardi B is really winning in this situation. A lot of people may not understand why Cardi B is continuously winning. She's continuously getting deals and she's continuously getting this. Well, the reason why she is getting this is because she's honest. She's defending herself with facts. She's minding her business. She's making her music. She's putting her music out. Her music is selling. People are still calling on her. People are still picking her and tapping her on her shoulder to do singles, to do shows, to do performances. And Nicki is obviously mad that she's not getting that anymore like she used to. And a lot of you may not know that Tory Lanez even came out and has been talking about how Nicki's been acting, because I saw a clip on Instagram the other day that said that Nicki refused to work with him because he asked her to change something in her verse. But he even said that when Quavo asked her to change something, oh, she was ready to change it then. And need I remind you all that Quavo from Migos released a male version of Barbie Dreams called Huncho Dreams. And he even kind of alluded to the fact that him and Nicki had some type of fling or some type of relationship. So it's really seeming like, Nicki, you sitting here saying that Cardi B is buying her career and paying all these DJs and radio hosts and whomever to play her music and to spin her records, when Nicki is looking like you hoeing your way to the top. Because, I mean, Nikki, you got to think about it. You was with Safari. He was with you before the surgery and after. You messed that up. Cheated on him with Meek Mill. Then got cheated on by Meek Mill. Then you was with Nas, which was only for like 2 minutes. And then you got this boy toy walking around with you looking like he's your pet dog. And it's all this stuff coming out about you and you bullying people, telling people not to work with this person because they don't like you or whatever. Nikki, you're acting like a child. And it's funny how you said in your radio show the other day that you're not a child and you wasn't going to laugh at Cardi B because she got beat up. But in all honesty, you've been throwing stones and throwing rocks at this girl like you one of the kids on the playground that's jealous of the girl that does her homework, that turns it in on time, that's nice to everybody, and that knows how to act like a civil human being, unlike you. So even though yesterday they both decided to keep it positive and to just forget about the whole thing and to just let it go, this should be a worldwide lesson to everybody. And I noticed that this even goes deeper than Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. I'm noticing a lot of people, they're either their own version of Nicki Minaj nowadays or they're their own version of Cardi B. People, if you want to be happy in life, you need to focus on yourself, focus on your own dreams, focus on your own career, and focus on who you want to be as a person. As long as you stay determined, stay focused, and you do what you need to do for yourself, you'll always succeed, you'll always grow, you'll always get the accolades, and you'll do justice that you're due to get. And if not, then fight for it up until you get it. But if you don't believe in your dreams, you don't believe in who you are, and you don't believe that you can go far, you're going to be a Nicki Minaj that's a hater, a bitter Betty, and everything that you don't want to be in life because you didn't focus on yourself, you didn't focus on your dreams, and you didn't do what you need to do for yourself. And to sum out this whole video, it's really ironic that Nicki Minaj is acting like this, and I remember when she won Best Female Hip Hop Artist in either 2013 or 2014, she was dissing Little Kim and she said, I want to remind you all to focus on your dreams, to never let anybody make you forget about your dreams because when you get older, you'll look up and your dreams will be gone and then you'll be mad at somebody, but be mad at yourself. And Nikki, I hate to say it, but now you got to eat your own words and everything you've done and said is coming back on you because now you're the one looking around, seeing how your deals are going away, seeing how your singles are going away, seeing how your ticket sales are going down, and seeing how you're now getting debunked by Cardi B because you chose to be a hater instead of a successor. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like or dislike. Leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Bye.